Hello there and welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we have some of the brand new putters from Odyssey to take a look at. Before we get into that, make sure you hit that subscribe button. See loads more content from all of us here at Golfshake to help you play more and play better. Right, let's take a look at these. So, the biggest putter brand in golf, the most played on tour, Odyssey, have brought out the new square-to-square range. This is due to kind of the popular putters out there at the moment that have that kind of no torque kind of story to the likes of Lab. We saw PXG as well release the Ai-ONE putter last year, and these are kind of following on from that really, and using all the amazing technology that Odyssey have to make your putting better. So what is this kind of square-to-square technology? Well, it's like a toe-up design, so when you balance this putter, you can see the toe sits straight up. Now, Odyssey actually, years ago, probably I think it was about 2016, so a while ago, had the toe-up putters that were available, and they were balanced exactly the same way. So very low torque, toe straight up in the air, and were designed not to twist throughout the stroke. So this isn't a new technology. This isn't something that's been all of a sudden invented in the last couple of years. Odyssey have done this before in various different guises, but not using some of the shapes that we've got here today. In double wide, in the Jailbird and the number 7, all with this center shafted toe up design. So we're going to put them through their paces. We're going to hit some putts. As you can see, we've got a beautiful sunny day, but yesterday wasn't quite so sunny, as you can see by all of the snow behind me. But luckily, we've got a very, very clear putting green here at Howley. We're going to hit some putts, tell you all about square to square. So we're going to start with the shape of putter that has taken the world by storm in the last couple of years, the Jailbird, now available in this center shaft in the square to square design. So we can see we've got this Stroke Lab SL90 shaft in here, and also a special square to square grip, which is a bit rounder and chunkier than the one that is available as standard on some of the other Ai-ONE putters. So we're going to hit a few putts here and have a bit of a look. Now, it has to be said straight away, so those of you that have used either a Lab putter or the PXG Ai-ONE, or maybe even some of the other ones out there on the market, will note that when we see a putter like this that's one center shafted, but also the shaft is set back to help us with this technology we're looking at, what tends to happen is, in order to get where you feel the face is kind of square and the loft is correct, you see how the shaft leans forward massively. Now, certainly when trying any of these putters, I feel like there's a bit of an adjustment to be made to your technique. Now, Odyssey say these are 3 degrees, right? Now, they are 3 degrees if you put them in that position where the shaft is forward. Now, I've always been someone who addresses the ball with the shaft pretty much dead straight, right? I've not got any press. Now, when you measure it like that, there's actually 9 degrees of loft on the face, which is quite a lot, okay? So unless you change your technique ever so slightly, you're probably going to chip the ball off the ground with this. So we want that hands forward sort of technique. But this is true with every single one of these types of putters. So whether it's a Lab, whether it is the PXG, every single one, you have to shove your hands forward in order to get the face in the position that you want. But that being said, this technology is fantastic at keeping the face square. So if you have that putting stroke where you're trying to be more of a straight back and straight through kind of putting stroke and get some control of the face, this could be great for you. So like I say, if I address it like I want to here, all of a sudden I've got loads of loft. So I'm having to almost get my hands slightly forward. You see how I'm doing that? In order to get the face nice and square. So basically, because that shaft is set so far back, and so in that normal position, I can see all of that white insert on the face, which to me is not particularly a nice look, right? So in order for me to get it in a position where I feel comfortable, I have to push that forward, and you can see now, all of a sudden, that insert, I can only see a tiny bit of it. But certainly for me, that feels a hell of a lot more comfortable. These do feel quite a lot more solid off the face as well than some of the ones that we've tried before. So those of you that have seen some of the reviews on the channel of the Ai-ONE putters that we've done in the past, this kind of white hot insert does feel very, very soft. In this, it does feel a little bit firmer. I don't know why. It's maybe just the sound, maybe because of where the shaft is. I'm not quite sure, but the kind of acoustics and feel to it are a little bit different to the standard Ai-ONE. In terms of how easy it is to align, and once you get kind of used to that feel and position of having the hands slightly forward, I actually think that those of you out there who struggle with keeping the face square, this could be an amazing putter for you and something that could really, really transform your golf game. I've always been someone who's had a putter that's got some form of torque in it, because I actually quite like that feeling of the face rotating a little bit, because I've got generally quite good feel with putting, and I quite like it. I'm not talking, I don't want it to open and close massively, but certainly during the stroke, I like that feeling of being able to kind of release the putter a little bit more, whereas this, it feels like you kind of almost prevented from doing that, which for many of you out there will be amazing, because there's so many people I teach who have absolutely no control of the putter face whatsoever. Okay, so let's hit a couple more. Again, the roll is really, really nice, and it comes, like I say, it comes off the face really, really solidly. That's a better putt if it gets there. Yeah, but yeah, certainly much more solid off the face than the standard AI-ONE. The shape is obviously very popular. It's really easy to align with the Jailbird technology as well. But yeah, many of you out there that have tried some of those other brands that we've spoken about in here will be very, very pleasantly surprised with Odyssey. The other thing is the price tag is a hell of a lot better as well. We are not going to be paying £750 for one of these. So yeah, they're definitely a consideration. If you like that story of the toe up, the kind of less torque that we're going to get throughout this putting stroke, then this Jailbird could be right up your street. So the second one we're going to look at is the trusty number 7 shape from Odyssey. So this is a shape many of you will have used in the past, many of you really like. We've got this single line in the middle and the 2 on the fangs there helping us line it up. Exactly the same technology, so we've got that center shaft in here, we've got the square to square, obviously that toe up kind of balance that we see in this as well, so the toe always wants to stay going towards the sky. Okay, so let's try this. We've got the same shaft, same grip, all that kind of stuff. So sits behind the ball, very similar to the Jailbird, similar sort of size and similar feeling of wanting to push that shaft forward as well in order to get it in a position where I can align it. What I actually like is when you look down on this one, as opposed to the Jailbird, you can see this line, but also you can see the white face insert. So you've almost got like a T shape there where you can align it a little bit better. So I certainly feel like standing over this one, it's easier to line up for the hole. Okay, let's see if it feels the same as the Jailbird did. Yep, still feels nice and solid off the face. I quite like it. Yeah, it feels much, much better actually. I just really like the alignment. It's so much easier to line up. I don't know if you can get that on the camera there, but you can see the face, you can see this line on the top, and they kind of make that sort of T shape. So it's very, very easy to align yourself when you are putting with it. Let's just hit a couple more, but yeah, certainly for me, compared to Jailbird, this one is that little bit easier to use. Now, I've still got that kind of pet hate of having to shove my hands massively forward, which I don't really like having to do. You know, if I was going to put with this naturally, that's how I would want to address it, and all of a sudden I'm looking down in there, and 1, it looks like it's got tons of loft on, and 2, it looks like it's aiming left. Yeah, so it's because of the face being so far forward of the shaft, and I'm used to obviously a putter that's not like that, so having to get that in line there is a bit of a funny kind of feeling, like I said before. But for many of you who've used putters similar to this in the past, it's probably not that big a change. Yeah, so normally if I was setting up to a putt, I'd want that shaft nice and straight, and we can see there that it brings those fangs back and down on the putter, and also adds loads of loft to it. The other thing, I can see tons of the face, which I don't want to see. So what I would have to do is shove my hands forward. So now, all of a sudden, we get a more neutral position, and we are seeing that 3 degrees of loft on the face, and all of a sudden I can see less of that insert, and it sits a little bit better. But if you look at how far forward my hands are having to go in order for me to do that, that shaft is leaning significantly towards the hole, which, like I say, for many of you out there it won't make a difference, but for me it does feel very, very different. A better one. Yeah, certainly, you know, of the putts I've hit there, I'm getting them a bit more online, and I just find this putter easier to use. Some of you will be the complete opposite. Love the Jailbird and hate this. I get that, that's absolutely fine. But yeah, certainly from looks and feel performance, I prefer this shape a little bit. So last but not least, we have the double wide. Now, I've saved this to last because it's the one I like the look of the most when I got it out of the box earlier. I feel like I don't have to de-loft as much. The shaft feels like it's closer to the face, so it just feels a little bit more, I hate to use the word normal, but yeah, kind of more what I'm used to, I suppose, when it comes to putting, right? So exactly the same. So we've got the same technology, that same toe up sort of style. We've got the same grip, same shaft, everything there is the same. So let's try and hit a couple of putts and see how this goes. Now, obviously this kind of number one or one wide design is very, very popular. It's certainly closer to the types of putters I would generally use myself. And certainly looking at it behind there, yes, I do have to press it forward, but it doesn't feel like the kind of exaggerated way that I have to do it with the other two more malleted models. Again, we get that same alignment where we've got that little kind of alignment line on the top, and I've got the white face, so that kind of T shape is formed in order to help me align it and get it rolling a little bit better. So let's see how this performs. It certainly sounds a little different than the malleted models did off the face. It sounds a bit clickier, which I don't mind. Go. Oh, left it right in the middle. But yeah, certainly I feel this is more similar to a putter that I would generally use. It almost feels like I can make more of a stroke at this, weirdly, because it feels like it comes off that little bit softer, and more like I would expect from the kind of the white hot insert that we see in the more conventional sort of shaped and styled putters, I think. So let's hit a few more. Yeah, this one, like I say, it just feels completely different for the better, I think, as well. That's a better putt. Go on, get in. Oh. Yeah, I think off the face, this one certainly, to me, feels slightly better. We're going to hit a few more putts with it now, and then give you a little bit of a review of them all at the end. But yeah, certainly from just those initial few, this one for me, I think, feels a little bit better. To get out here and test all of these new models of the Ai-ONE Square to Square putters. Now, there are some more models coming soon, which we can't tell you about yet, but these three certainly are, you know, three of the most popular shapes that Odyssey do. The Jailbird has been out now for a little while. We're seeing quite a few people put that into play on tour as well, and it's certainly a technology that is here to stay. And many of you out there that have tried putters that are similar kind of design and concept are going to absolutely love these, because you've got the added benefit of all the amazing Odyssey technology. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. Please let us know what you think in the comment section below. Do you like these? Do you hate these? Hopefully you've enjoyed that review. Keep watching all of our content here on the Golfshake YouTube channel to help you play more and play better. Right, let's get it in the warm.